Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Visit LegalZoom.com to save on your legal needs like wills for $69, LLCs for $99, plus filing fees, and also get access to a network of legal plan attorneys for guidance. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but provides self-help services at your specific direction. Enter discount code TMOS for more savings at LegalZoom. That's discount code TMOS.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's wild stuff.
Way out there.
Some wild stuff. Something to remember.
Right.
Going into the weekend.
Okay.
Depending on what you do right after having sex, you might be annoying or even offending. And I think people should be aware of that. You know, it's the weekend. You never know what's going to happen. And, this is probably for some of our younger listeners out there, the 20-somethings, the 30-somethings that are, out there like rabbits in the Olympic Village. I think they should be aware of this.
So often people focus on the foreplay and the actual act. What you need to do.
Even hearing you say foreplay kind of, makes me lose a year or two
Mike,
in my life.
Foreplay.
Thank you.
That's right. Perhaps gentle kissing.
Rob, yes, Oscar?
This isn't directed towards Ponyboy.
No, not at all.
No.
And Ponyboy's going to go out with you and Todd and hopefully have a fabulous evening. And, and as Ponyboy found out yesterday, we'll never involve him in another bit.
I know. I actually know what Ponyboy does after sex. He waits 2 years.
No waiting today. How are you, Pony?
I'm great. How are you?
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, at least he didn't say F you.
Rob, I hold in my hand
Yes?
something that might be interesting to our listeners. These are the most annoying after-sex habits.
So this is a list of some sort.
I have a list in my hand.
How many items on this
There
list?
are 5.
Okay.
I see 5 here.
And you'll go from 5 to 1?
Yes.
Okay.
It says the 6, but I see 5.
All right.
So we'll have to deal with that.
That's understood.
Running to the bathroom is number 1.
Really? That's annoying?
It says, sure, hygiene is good, and getting nasty can be well nasty, but running to the bathroom that second you're done is like saying you're grossed out by what or who you just did.
I can see how it could be interpreted that way.
Coming from a medical family, it's really...
How many sentences have you started like that?
Oh, I've said this to girls my whole life.
And
Coming from a medical family.
He thinks it gives instant credibility.
that bra should come off. No, they have to do that or else they get UTIs.
Yes.
They're
yes.
supposed to, yes.
I want them to run.
Well, you're speaking, this can go for men and women. So I think a woman running into the bathroom or a guy, it's unisex.
But it is whether or not they have to maybe make water or to vomit.
Make water. Thank you, Miss Daisy. Number 2, putting your clothes on right away. If you're a woman, it gives the impression that you're uncomfortable with your body. If you're a man, it just confirms the cliche that you're there to get some and leave.
Yeah, I can see
agree.
that.
I don't think you want to do that. And you've seen it in the movies, too. The movie cliche, where the guy, or the lady immediately puts on the clothing. It just lacks intimacy.
Sure,
don't you
I
believe?
agree.
Number 3, laughing.
Oh.
Have you ever done this? I've laughed.
Oh, I've laughed during sex.
Out of pure joy, I've laughed.
Really?
Well,
Euphoria?
you've laughed or been laughed at?
Both.
Okay.
Can you recreate your post-coital laugh?
Yeah, okay. It's something like, because it's different than my regular laugh.
Yes, I thought it might
let me
be.
see if I can recreate it. Here we go. It's working from memory.
That's so hot.
That is. I think it moved.
Assuming things went well, it's a totally natural way for your brain to deal with enjoying the moment. But if you're hooking up with someone for the first time, they might get freaked out.
Sure, it's not anything you want to expect.
And number 4, kind of related to this, is crying. Another natural way for your body to relieve tension. If you're a woman, the guy might be super psyched he got you to that place.
Right.
But if it didn't go well, he'll be crushed. If you're a guy, never cry.
That's right. And for me, Mike, always.
Number
Always.
4, grabbing your phone.
Sure.
At least let a little time pass before you start checking texts or emails. I'm sure that happens probably more than anything today because people are attached to that device.
But if it's a work day, and you're working, and taking a break.
Like a nooner?
Yeah,
Okay,
nooner would
I get
work.
it. And number 5,
Nooner.
scoring the performance. It's one thing to tell them how incredible it was, but breaking it down any more than that is just asking for trouble. And I think that goes without saying.
That's why I no longer keep the whiteboard on my nightstand when I draw out the X's and O's. But those were 5 items, Mike. And I think
Right.
what's great about that list
Right.
is having those 5 items explained to us. We now know everything that's annoying
Right.
after sex. I mean, knowing those 5 items,
Yes.
keeping them top of mind.
Sure, right.
There's nothing else we need to know.
Right.
I would say that list is, if nothing else, Mike,
Right, yeah.
exhaustive.
Yeah,
You are wrong, foreplay, Brett.
Oh, no! You mean there's more?
I put together a top 10 of
10 items.
my own here that I think you might want to avoid this, especially if you're planning on going out this weekend, especially with somebody new. You know, maybe a first date, something like that. You want to, you know, or the first time you're going to be intimate, you might want to be aware of that. So number 10, you don't want to say this. Do you smell something burning?
Oh.
That is that is one that I don't think is a really, really good idea. Number 9, wiping yourself down with the bed sheets.
No,
that just to me shows a lack of class, and it's really not something you want to do. You know, until maybe the 4th or 5th date.
I agree. I agree.
Number 8, playing compulsive.
Oh,
you know, we all know how much we enjoy the game, but you don't want to really do that. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, but if you get a high score.
Yeah, and you want to keep the game going.
Yeah.
I understand it's a very difficult thing, but self-discipline is key.
Exactly, especially after you just made some white noise.
Looking her in the eye, this goes for the guys, looking her in the eye and saying, really?
So that's not what to do.
Not okay.
Not okay.
You don't want to do that.
No, let me jot that down.
Right. Number 6.
Yeah.
Shaking your head violently. Just not something you want. You don't want to put one of these.
Oh, like the shudder.
Yeah, you don't want to shudder.
Okay, I agree.
You might have a biological reason for shuddering, but you don't want to show her that.
Yeah, okay. Disguise it.
Number 5, pretty obvious, guys. Blowing your nose.
Yes, I agree.
You know, even in the cold and flu season, something you might want to avoid.
Mike, especially during the cold and flu season.
That's right. Now, this one would go in the O'Mara household. Okay, right after sex.
Yeah.
Don't kiss the dog. Really. In fact,
what's the dog doing there anyway?
Well, they like to watch sometimes. That's the way it goes.
Don't ask what you don't want to know.
Number 3, trimming your toenails. A big no-no.
Agreed.
You don't want to do that.
Unless it's actually part of the act.
If you're into that.
Maybe.
That's a category, isn't it?
Doing any variation, number 2, doing any variation of the Tarzan yell.
Really?
Any type of yelp, any type of yell that you want to do, you don't want to... It's not something that...
it's not going to be okay.
Did Carol Burnett's husband offer that?
Yes.
What if you're wearing leopard print?
Well, maybe if it's a specialty night, like like Halloween. Ladies and gentlemen, I hold in my hand the number 1 thing you don't want to do.
Number 1?
After sex.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
Waiting for the timpani to end. Hold on, please. Number 1, finishing your sandwich. You shouldn't have brought it to bed anyway.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Johnny O bumped into me in Beverly Hills. He said that you and Roth were in on a big deal together, and that there was something in it for me if I could help him out. He said that you were being tough on the negotiations, but if they could get a little help and close the deal fast, it'll be good for the family. You believe that? He said there was something in it for me, on my own. I've always taken care of you, Fredo. Taking care of me? You're my kid brother. You take care of me? Did you ever think about that? Huh? Did you ever once think about that? Send Fredo off to do this, send Fredo off to do that. Let Fredo take care of some Mickey Mouse nightclub somewhere. Send Fredo to pick somebody up at the airport. I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over. That's the way Pop wanted it.
It ain't the way I wanted it. I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
You got the Fredo on.
I'm smart.
I'm smart. Yeah, only a 70-year-old movie, and we finally get the clip from it, but boy, that was great.
It's a delight.
Live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios, this is the Mike O'Mara Show, broadcasting all over the planet. We're powered by Encore Insurance Services. With over 22 million downloads, we're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Hi, Steve.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why?
Because they get it.
Aha.
Our show today is brought to you by LegalZoom.com. There are two reasons why now is the perfect time to start your business. Reason number one, we are in a situation where the economy is turning around.
It is.
We're excited about
Yes.
that. Reason number two, you can incorporate your business or form an LLC at LegalZoom for just $99. I am really, really excited to see the startup small businesses coming back around this country. LegalZoom's online process will guide you step by step, and you'll get total customer support. It couldn't be easier. We are really happy about that. And they also do, I know you've done your will with
my
it.
whole family did our wills.
And
So did I.
that's something for non-small business owners. You can do that right now. LegalZoom provides self-help services at your specific direction, and it can connect you to an attorney. But here's the important distinction:
Yes?
it is not, and I repeat, not a law firm.
I see.
So you save a ton of money with LegalZoom. Get an extra discount when you enter the code TMOS in the referral box at checkout. Don't wait on the sidelines while others are taking charge of their futures. Now, right now.
Right now?
Is the best time to get in the game and launch your business. Don't put it off. For incorporation, trademarks, patents, and more, go to LegalZoom.com right now.
When?
Discount code right now.
Thanks.
Discount code TMOS. That's LegalZoom.com. Discount code TMOS. TMOS. Visit LegalZoom.com to save on your legal needs. Wills, $69. LLCs for $99 plus filing fees, and you also get access to a network of legal plan attorneys for guidance. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but provides self-help services at your specific direction. Enter that code again, TMOS, for more savings at LegalZoom.
Zoom!
And we thank you in advance. Well, hail, the gang's all here. Is it warm in the studio?
It's
Oh, it's
mungy.
warm outside.
It's mungy.
Is
in here
that what it
because
is?
The
Yes.
humidity, yeah.
I mean, it came up on me suddenly. Upstairs was warm. Downstairs
Do you want
was
a little
warm.
cool air?
No, I'm fine. I
Okay.
just was curious about that. So is it warm
It's
outside?
going to be 60 today.
Yeah,
I
and
did
also
not take
it's
the dogs out today. Carla did, so I have not
60
been
and
outside.
humid.
Really?
That's the problem because it's starting to rain out there. Yeah.
You know what's going to happen after this is over. A bunch of people are going to get really, really sick. That's
Yes,
what's
true.
going to happen.
So
That's
true.
it.
We are very, very pleased to welcome our new friends Robin and Beth into the studio today. Really, really cool to have both of you with us. Thank you for joining us. Somebody say, well, why do you have these two total strangers coming in? Because they have a fascinating story, and I am really, really delighted to have them here today because I think in all the years I've been doing this, I've never had anything quite as nice as this. It's a
very
very,
cool,
very
yeah.
sweet story. And Oscar, I guess it was Robin, you reached out to Oscar with a text message just to share this, and Oscar kind of went nuts.
Yes.
When he got that text message, you were just blown away by this.
Yeah, and before we get to the lovely ladies, I would say this, that I've been doing this type of radio now for almost 10 years. And the intimacy behind Hot Talk Radio, this show, has always been great. And we saw this with just recently, a couple days ago, with the TMOS 1000.
Yeah, we don't have a show
Right?
without the passion of the
Yes.
listeners.
Right on.
So this really transcends that, and for this to happen kind of the week of the TMOS 1000 campaign, we get to 1,000 shows, kind of blew my mind. 3 weeks ago, I get a text randomly from somebody that I thought I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. It started off with a phone call, and the person on the other line basically said, wrong number. And it was in the evening. And I said, well, that's strange. And my chick looks at me like, who's calling you at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night?
And you ran over, turned the deadbolt,
And I said,
turned off all the
they
lights, and
just-
hid under the
They
blanket.
just said wrong number. And then I get a compelling me to go to you the next day and say, I want you to meet these two wonderful people. I don't know if they're prepared to talk about their story. And I didn't know, and you didn't know, and Rob didn't know when they came in today. I thought they were just going to hang out
Right.
and watch us do the show.
And we were blessed that they decided that they wanted to share
Yes.
this because it's really terrific. This is a mother and daughter reunited, and it's very, very exciting that after all these years, this has happened. So tell us about the text.
So the text, to paraphrase, basically said that, my name is Robin. We had communicated years ago. I'm a big fan.
Who had communicated?
She had communicated to me years ago when we started this business, the Michael Mara Show.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because she was thinking of advertising her business.
Uh-huh.
And she had my number because at that point I was fielding the sales
Oh,
calls.
okay. So that's where the connection
Yeah,
was.
so she had my phone number, and she said, I've kept your phone number. I apologize for hitting you out of the blue. I just had the most wonderful thing happen to me about 2 hours ago where I unfortunately was in a place in my life years ago, and I had to put my child up for adoption. We just reunited, And outside of that, we don't just have our genetics in common. We both love listening to the Mike O'Mara Show and love WJFK.
I got to do a little applause, the polite golf applause for that too. So they actually, one of the things initially, because they've only recently gotten together, one of the common threads was listening to this show.
Yes,
that's amazing. And that's why is that why, Robin, you reached out to Oscar because you thought it was kind of cool that was the case?
Yeah, I wanted to do something for her, and I didn't really know much about her yet, but I knew that she liked TMS, so I said maybe I can do something with that.
Because you actually had found that out through social networking, right? That she liked that.
Yeah, I saw Oscar was her friend on Facebook,
right?
And then we talked about it when we first met. We started talking about you guys.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so very cool.
Do you mind, Robin, and again, whatever threshold you're comfortable talking about this, and thank you again to Robin and Beth for being kind enough to open up about their story.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this. Could you walk us through how many years it's been since and how you found each other?
Well, it's been a long time. I was very young, 18, then 19, and I got pregnant, and I was going to not get rid of the baby, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine at work knew of a friend who they were desperately trying to get a baby, and they hadn't been able to have one, and she wanted to know if they could adopt it. So it was great because I didn't know what I was going to do. And
you're young.
And then, exactly. Sure. So that I could just go through everything, and it was fine. And then I knew that she would be raised in a place that I couldn't provide at that point in my life.
A loving home.
Exactly.
It is amazing to me that type of situation doesn't happen more. But unfortunately, with so many restrictions on adoptions and things, and I don't care what your politics are, it's beautiful to me when something like this happens. And I think there's the beautiful example, your daughter Beth, and so that's terrific. And I think that it's tough when you're a young person. I'm sure it's tough when you're any age to make that kind of decision. So years go by, correct?
Yeah, and I was at work one day, and I get a phone call out of the blue, and she left a message, said she wanted to help. I was supposed to help her get her daughter something for her birthday. I called her back, and she said, are you so-and-so, and did you know this guy? And by the way, she's your daughter, and she's looking for you.
Now you would maintain contact with the adoptive parents?
Never.
You had never had contact. So the phone call came from who?
Her mother was looking to find me on Beth's behalf.
And Beth, was this because you had expressed curiosity and you wanted to get some closure on this?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to start actually looking for her.
Right.
Mom was helping me out.
Okay.
Yeah, she got some kind of detective or something to
right. As many adopted children do. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was out of the blue. I always kind of thought it might happen someday. And it was really great. She said they wanted to get in touch, and so then we just slowly moved forward, and like I said, but the one thing that we both knew we liked, we talked about, was TMOS, which is just funny.
Which I would imagine when you're in that situation, it's very difficult. There's a lot of mixed feelings. I can't imagine the emotions. So when you do find that common thread, I'll ask you this, Beth. How cool was it to at least have that as maybe a conversation starter?
Oh, it was fantastic, because after a few decades, what do you talk about the first time you meet somebody?
Right. And your curiosity, you initiated this as far as reaching out.
Yes.
Because you wanted you're certainly not alone. Many adopted children want to do this. Was there a catalyst for you? Was there something that motivated? Because how old are you, Beth?
I'm 32.
You're 32. So you had waited a good long time before you did this. Was there a catalyst for you in wanting to find your biological mother?
I kind of felt like I just wanted some more information about where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it. And had you thought about doing it in years past, or no?
Never.
Never.
Really?
And that speaks, I would imagine, to the relationship you have with your adoptive parents.
Yeah, definitely.
That you're on great terms with them?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Very lucky.
And on your end, Robin, when Beth reached out to you, what was the initial feeling that you had there?
Well, actually, her mother had reached out, and then we kind of just moved slowly.
So her mother was kind of a liaison between you and Beth.
Yeah, which I thought was really great of her, because that had to be kind of weird for her to go looking for me when she's obviously Beth's mother. I thought it was very selfless of her to initiate that. And then we just started communicating via email very tentatively, and then we just decided to get together and meet. And I wasn't really nervous, but I didn't know what we're going to talk about, because, where do you start? And it was just funny, because to talk about you is just, you wouldn't expect that two people meet for the first time, adopted. What are they going to talk about? The Mike O'Mara Show?
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, but it's I love this kind of story anyway because I think this is terrific because there's so much, in my opinion, there's so much love to go around in a situation like this. You've got the love of the adoptive parents, you've got the love that I'm sure you still feel for your biological daughter, and probably a little tougher on your end because you're feeling her out and you haven't been there in the picture, Beth. But I mean, really, I wish you guys the best of luck on your journey. This is obviously the beginning of a journey, and the fact that we were included in it and we were a part of it. How long have you been listening to the show? I'll ask you first, Beth. Robin.
Since I moved back here in 1991.
Wow, so you've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, always. I can remember because I think the first time, maybe it was 92, the first time I ever heard it, were you dressed like a pilgrim or something?
Yes, or something.
Hey, there you go, Rob.
I can remember that.
There you go, Rob. Ladies and gentlemen, the quiet man over here. We're talking about a sensitive interpersonal subject. That's why Rob has been silent. He's right over here.
I could really, it really does seem to be going so well between the two of you, and I don't want to be the guy that screws it up. The pilgrim outfit was probably 94-ish.
Okay.
I remember the pilgrim outfit.
Yeah, I do too.
I totally remember the pilgrim outfit. And how long have you been listening to this show, Beth?
I listened to JFK growing up.
Okay, so you've listened for years and years and years, and now you guys, and because really, we have thousands, tens of thousands actually, of people that followed us to this podcast, but it still, in my opinion, is the real passionate listeners that did that. We're growing, which is the good news. We just had a terrific listener initiative, but it's the people that are really, really into it that have followed us to the world of podcasting. So that is very, very cool that you guys were able to do this. So go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, I just, for me, again, we didn't expect to talk to you on air, so it just has been a real treat for you to share the story. But outside of that, it's pretty remarkable. I think anybody in the room or within earshot of our voices, that you haven't seen each other in 30 plus years, right? 32 years.
It's amazing. What a great Friday this is for me.
Yeah, God, I guess so.
Oscar sprung this on me 2 days ago. He gave me I listened to Oscar, and Oscar will tell you this, like I usually listen to Oscar off the air. I kind of nod my head and I say, yeah. And then when you came in, I knew you were fans of the show, and I knew that it was the biological mother thing going on, but that was about it. And hearing this story, I am amazingly touched. You both seem... You're just radiating happiness right now, and I think
energy.
wherever your journey takes you, I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, you both seem like very, very nice.
It does
people.
not seem like they've been.
I really wish I'd paid attention to what you were telling me.
How's that?
You were shipping tickets, as I understand.
I was wondering who was going to bring it up first. I thought it might be the ladies.
Let me get my empty polka dot glasses. That's face.
What I wanted to say was, I'm having a hard time articulating this. For some reason, this is really touching me, and I'm sure it's touching people listening, is that what are the odds that humor, the way your funny bone works, what you're into, can transcend. They haven't seen each other in 32 years, but they have the same type of taste in radio.
Yeah, what I found fascinating about the story is I always thought that environment is what sort of shaped a sense of humor, and how you're brought up and the people that are around you and your elders and your cohorts as you grow up. But obviously, genetics has to play a part in it, or the other possibility is the show is so great. But no, it's fascinating to think that I would have to think there is something genetic based in their senses of humor, and that is so neat. Never seen an example of it before.
Now, let me ask you some more questions about this, if you don't mind. And the rules are you guys can talk about anything you want to talk about. As far as the adoptive parents that you had a relationship with, Robin, how do you get along with Beth's mom?
No, I didn't have a relationship. A friend of mine.
Oh, so you never had any contact at all?
No.
So the mother actually reached out to you?
Yeah, she didn't know how to find me. I mean, she had this detective find me. Because it was through a friend of a friend. I just knew that it was a couple, really loving couple that wanted to have a baby.
Child,
yeah. So.
And Beth, this had to be. It has to be on any level. It has to be tough for your adopted mom to do this. She must be a very brave person to do this.
It was absolutely amazing. I had asked her one or two questions that she couldn't answer, and then a few months later, she sends me a text message that says, "By the way, I just got off the phone with your mom." It's like, oh. Okay.
So
did you
did
had
the
no
work.
idea she was even? Did you know she was working behind your back, or was it a total surprise?
She asked if it was okay if she reached out and tried to get some information, and
Wow.
I said yes. But
And-
I didn't realize she was actually going to go as far as making that contact.
Wow.
And it was also for your birthday, because it was right at your birthday when that happened, too.
Yeah.
And how long had you known? Had they been upfront with the adoption with you for a long time?
Forever.
Yeah. Which is, I think, kind of. I don't know a lot about it, but I think that's probably the best way to handle that type of thing. The way everything I've read about that, but amazing that your mom took all that heat off of you and reached out to Robin, and then Robin, you were receptive to that. I mean, this is a happy ending. This is really, really terrific.
More like a happy beginning.
Yeah, it really is a happy.
You know what I
beginning.
mean?
Where do you guys see this going? I'll ask you, Robin. Where do you've obviously given it a lot of thought.
Yeah, well, this is only the second time we've met. I mean, we met that one day.
You're
and
so
then,
nice to come in. I mean, to share this, I know it's got to be tough, but you guys are so free. I mean, you're so free. You're so clear. I hate to use psychobabble, but you are, and you know that's why I think you're doing this, and the fact that you're into this show. So where do you? It's the second time you've met. Where do you see this going?
Well, I'm going to let Beth decide where it goes. I mean, because she already has a mother. You know, I don't want to step in there. I'm happy to do whatever she wants, and I don't know, go places, do things, whatever she wants. Or if it's too much, then I'll just back out and do whatever she wishes. I just want the best for her.
And how are you feeling about it, Beth? How are you feeling about it right now?
I feel fantastic. I think it's amazing.
Right.
We met the first time for coffee, and Robin suggested the next time we get together, we do something. And I remember leaving the coffee shop thinking, what would we do? What do we have in common? So when I got the phone call this week, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that is fantastic.
It certainly is something, isn't it? Doing something.
I usually regret giving out my phone number. This is the one time I don't.
Well, you know what? We're going to load you up with our stuff, and you guys are welcome to enjoy the rest of the show. We wanted to. I had no, as I told you before the show, I didn't know whether you wanted to talk about it or tell the story, but the story is amazingly compelling. And Oscar, your prime directive will be to speak to them after the show. We want to squeeze this for every bit of life we can get. That's right. Absolutely, we want to do this right away. So. Absolutely, right away. Call every media outlet. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding, of course. Get the press releases out. No, I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
You're thinking old school.
See, I'm a very evil person.
No. He's a very sweet man.
Yeah, and
Mike, you didn't hesitate when I showed you the text.
Yes.
I showed you the text at the Super Bowl party. Now we're talking 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really? Was that long
Yes.
ago? I thought it was like 2 days ago.
No, and then you did not hesitate.
He is the
set
listener.
it up.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oscar likes to do that. He showed me the text of the Super Bowl party, and at the end of the Super Bowl party.
A good time to do it.
You're not going to show me anything that I'm going to remember at the end of a Super Bowl party.
And besides, at the end of the Super Bowl party, he was not in any better shape than you. His eyes were looking like saucers.
That's right. You were
I
also,
want to show you a text.
You
It's
and Todd Moore
amazing.
were also, leaning into me and telling me how much I look like Russell Crowe. We'll take a break and come back with more
story.
on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program is brought to you by the Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon page. It is truly the best way to buy anything and everything you need.
Anything you want.
I'll read the Rob Spiewak copy verbatim.
This will be a treat for everybody.
Why fight the cold, weather, and the rude people at your local shopping mall and or galleria? Just go through our Amazon link for all your shopping and stay warm and happy. Our Amazon portal is the best way to easily support this show. So when you buy your Blu-rays and the machine that plays them and the TV that you watch them on, use our Amazon link. Buy shoes.
Why are you reading this like a Mad Lib?
I don't know.
You're putting the emphasis on the wrong words.
Buy shoes, sweaters, a warm winter coat, or if you live in a warmer climate, new loungewear for poolside fun.
I like terry cloth.
Amazon is also the best way to shop for everything that your office needs.
Yes.
Whether it's paper clips, coffee, or cleaning supplies, if you need it, Amazon has it always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Today and every day, a great way to save money and support the show. Remember,
The show.
Click Amazon at the MikeO'MaraShow.com. And don't be afraid to bookmark it. Thank you. Welcome back. Rob is a little goofy today because it was another one of Rob's, wonderful emceeing jobs. Now, somebody say, well, he's a mover and a shaker.
Oh, right on.
Where's he going? Downtown?
High
Is he
demand.
Is he going to one of the main venues
Kennedy
in
Center.
Washington? Is he Kennedy Center? Is he going to the 930 Club?
Sure.
Is 930 Club still in business?
It is.
930 Club. Is he going down to the 930 Club? Is he doing something at a ballroom?
A benefit.
What type of emceeing job is he doing? This is the big time, boy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you
You know
were.
what, Oscar? Someday for you. I don't think you're ready yet to come up to the big show.
Rob actually got his tuxedo out of dry cleaning yesterday to go and do this because he cares.
When I hear about this, and there are murmurs, because he gets so excited for this high-profile event.
Right.
And
It's a big deal.
It happens at least 4 to 5 times a year.
This is such a lie. This is the season of it. I've only done
season.
This is the second and final one this year.
I didn't know there was an MC season.
I'm going to talk about our book that's coming out.
Good.
And I guess kind of my book that's coming out. And your book is going to be entitled The Man Who Always Said Yes.
That's right. That's right.
You've never
Who's married to the woman who always says no. It is a good relationship.
You've never turned down any of this. This is
one I can't turn down.
This is the elementary school talent show.
Yes.
Now, why can't you turn this down?
Because
you're a better man than I. I mean, it's terrific that you do this.
I think that even more so when your daughters were in the elementary school scene, every parent is required to do something.
I don't understand that.
Well,
And
I did
it's
it.
not-
Rob remembers when I did it. I did the auction.
Yeah, exactly.
For the school that we used to have for all
Oscar,
the rich people.
Oscar, know this: you're not required, except you are required.
Do you know when I stopped doing the auction at my kids' school? It's back in the day. Back in the financial day when I could afford to send my kids to a private school.
It was an auctioneering school.
It was
early 80s.
I was the auctioneer. It was not the early 80s.
Oh.
Thank you. It was the
Sorry.
90s. So
early 90s.
Mid 90s.
We would have. This is when I stopped doing this. This is back when I had the restaurant. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I don't want to wreck your
ahead.
mojo.
No, go ahead and play it. I just want to. I'm trying to cut you off before you play.
If you own a failing restaurant,
Thank you very
contact
much.
us at foodnetwork.com.
So
Before it was failing.
I had the I didn't know you put that on there.
I'm just experimenting. If you ask for it, I want to give you something a little more.
We'll get to your thing, but I want to say I did this auction. And when I did the auction, the year I stopped, I think I did 3 of them.
Sounds
maybe.
about right, yeah.
And it was always, let me just say, it was always the feeling that I had, even though I was ponying up the dough to put my kids in this very nice school.
Tuition.
I was always, just like anything I did that involved any cash, I was never a member of the club. I knew I was never a member of the club. I was the DJ. I felt that. I felt maybe a tremendous inferiority complex, but I always knew that. And the clincher for me is one year I donated a dinner for 8 at the restaurant, including wine, a 3-course meal. Am I right? Now look, was it pub food? Was it pub food? Yes, it was pub food.
But if you're throwing in drinks, that's a $600 or $700.
It was
it
nice.
is a party.
It was a big party, and it was terrific. And I remember not getting a lot of bids, and I wasn't getting bids.
No
'cause
takers?
It was kind of like, well, who wants to do that? And right after that, we had this couple, the she couple.
Sure.
The people who everybody kissed their ass. And the missus of this lady was going to cook dinner for 2 at her house.
Oh, God,
And
I hate
an
that.
intimate
It
dinner.
like tripled my bid.
Oh.
And I was like, F you. I was so angry.
That was what broke the back,
I said,
huh?
I'll never do another auction for these snobs
Did you
again.
say that on the microphone on stage?
No, but I was so I could not
see
have
it.
gotten out of there quicker.
I can see it.
So, but I did that back in the day. You do it for your kids.
Yes,
and
you
I
do.
figured 3 was enough.
That's plenty.
And I think, the auctioneer, as you know, and as you know, being the auctioneer is not a fun experience.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can tell
clown nose.
someone you might as well tell them that you got a PhD in comedy.
It's-
Because they're like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, where's Mike? We'd like you to bid on this. And then the worst one I ever had was like, hey, you obviously haven't done this before. A guy took the microphone out of my hands. I've been abused at auctions for years. That's it.
Wow.
But not getting back to your thing.
Yes.
You do a great job and you do it for your kids.
I do it because you have to do something. Otherwise, it gets awkward, not for you, but for the other kids. Like when there's a play date and Robert goes over to someone's house. And if you are not known for something at the school, it's just not the position you want to put your kids
Oh, I
in.
come from a different school.
I did too. It was
Yeah.
not the way. My parents went to one PTA meeting when I was in kindergarten, and that was it.
Right.
My dad said this is not for us. But it's a different scene now.
You've turned it around.
Oh,
No,
you-
it's
no,
it's
you
not a
love
different
so
scene.
hard.
It is your scene.
Yeah.
Make no mistake
Okay,
about
well,
that.
yeah,
You
but-
like being
It
the
is yours.
cool dad that does this.
Well, there is that, but I do think,
I stress cool.
yeah, the coolest of all the 5th graders.
Incidentally, when I look up Rob's picture in the dictionary, there's always cool right
Oh yeah, I've pretty much replaced Fonzie as the definition of cool.
Absolutely.
So you have to do something, and this really does get me off the hook for like bake sales, car washes, all that other garbage stuff that other parents
How
have
about
to do.
you say, I'm working, I don't have time for this?
It's because it puts your kid in a bad situation.
And he's not telling the truth because he's really, after he leaves here, it's a trip to the Costco and then hours of Facebook. So he's got the time to do it. He's got the time to do it. Outside of
got the time.
outside of getting the audio for the show and doing all the incarnations that
does that very well.
He does. He's getting into the land of multiple podcasts like you. So he's doing that.
He's
but
diversified.
Exactly what was the function you were doing last night?
Last night I was your master of ceremonies, and also I did do all the audio for the show because most of the kids did basically karaoke, and that means that.
And it's Whitey Elementary.
It is. It is. Yes, it is.
A fifth grade
David Duke Elementary in Leesburg, Virginia.
Haley Barber Middle School.
But because there are so many acts, and we don't say no to any of these elementary school guys, we had 35 acts last night.
Now, what did they range in? What was the range of the children? How old are the kids?
Elementary school is kindergarten to 5th grade. I think our youngest.
It's anywhere from kindergarten to 5th
Our youngest
grade?
was 2nd grade.
Oh,
that's
God.
that's like wrangling kittens, isn't it?
It's not an easy gig. They lack a certain
gig. The fact that you call it a gig.
Hey, what else would you call it?
Hi, man. He's Rob's you're back drinking bourbon. Hi, kids. Who's next on the gig?
You know what? The
I brought the CDs.
principal liked when I was hosting, didn't like when I came out with a lit cigarette. So it was.
Good evening, everyone.
I just want to say thank you. How long have I been on?
He comes out like Dean. But you do it like you are on a Las Vegas station. You wear your plaid tuxedo.
I wore the plaid tuxedo, and you know what? It's what I play. I don't play to the kids. I play to the parents.
Okay, let me ask this.
Because with 35 acts,
all right,
there is an opportunity for the evening to feel rather lengthy.
Now, look, we're all performers.
Yes.
We all can handle this. But I would think that you are, in a way, fearless when you come out. When you come out in front of these mommies and daddies, is there anybody that's sitting there, and I have to do this for our Ustream audience.
Okay.
Is there anybody in the audience that's looking at you like this?
Just confused.
Yeah, a little bit.
Disgusted.
Like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
Why is he doing it?
A
Is there
little
anybody?
bit. Absolutely.
Do you vibe off of those people?
No, I vibe on the people they're saying, thank God that this guy's here because otherwise this would be miserable.
Okay.
And there is
That's
some
great,
of that.
though. I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Now, the bulk of the
I'd probably
acts-
sit up there with my tuxedo and go, hey, bud, what's
your problem?
We've sold out theaters across the country.
Yes.
Right? I'm proud to say that we've done that.
Yes.
Right.
And this man takes his tuxedo that he wore at the State Theater in front of a sold-out crowd.
Right.
And he is just the town sump pump. He just goes, if it's a 5th grade show, if it's an 8th grade show, why don't you just put an ad on Craigslist? I need more attention.
MC will travel.
Yes.
Listen, when I did the middle school,
Because of his children.
when I did the middle school talent show, and Julia was actually in that talent show, I did
Oh,
not wear.
Julia wasn't. Your kid wasn't even in this.
Robert was a stagehand in this one.
See, this is what
I
I'm telling
wanted
you.
him to do an act.
right,
I offered him to write. I offered.
the
I offered to
Spiewak
write him an
Mondays.
act.
the flying Spiewak.
You know what about Robert? He really has not got the showbiz bone in his body.
Really?
Oh, Julia has got it, and he has no interest.
Robert
in it.
doesn't want to be around it.
No, it was like pulling.
Dad, I
teeth.
don't want to pull your curtain up.
I said, I want a round of applause for our stagehands. Let's bring him out here. And I said, and this is my son. And I think he just turned half size.
He shrunk.
He went into himself.
He hated it.
He does not like it. Not
Dad,
a
you're
craver
wearing-
of attention.
Dad, you're wearing Dad.
And I love the little boy sound because my young son has it already.
What's that?
It's a
that little.
and Robert's still got that.
Yeah.
little-
Dad, you're wearing that stupid jacket.
Yeah.
Don't point at me. I don't want to be associated with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. I don't want to embarrass you, son. Too late. You chose
So
that
you
coat.
did this even though you didn't have a kid, a dog in the fight.
This is
well,
what
this
I'm telling
This
you.
is my third one, and I've got sort of an agreement with the director.
An
Contract.
agreement?
Yeah.
A director? You mean the teacher?
No, this is a volunteer. This is a parent that does it, and she's in my supper club. And we actually met.
Here we
Oh,
go.
wait a minute now.
Female.
Now.
Enter.
Ho, ho,
Female.
ho,
Yeah, that's it.
ho, ho, ho.
And then we just made out.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
On stage?
No, it was the after party.
This may require further exploration.
It was fine.
But I'll let you finish your tale, and then we'll go there.
So we do the show,
Yes.
and it was going very well. And because we're so many acts, every act is limited to 90 seconds.
Right.
Which is not bad. You can deal with 90 seconds of anything.
Yes.
And so it was fine until the fact that there were changes in the program that I was not told about.
Oh.
So twice.
Were you temperamental about it?
No.
Did you stand backside with all the second graders and just go, Jesus Christ!
Here's an idea.
I cannot work in this environment.
There's one guy that needs to know the order of the act. One guy.
Holding a second grader up there.
I said,
Excuse me, would you like to get back into your dressing room where you belong?
Here's an idea. Why don't you spit out your goldfish and tell me who's next. So I'm told that I get out there and I introduce Jackie. I don't need to use her full name. And she's going to play the piano. And nothing happens.
Oh, that's sweet.
And nothing happens.
Oh, that's not sweet.
And then I hear from those who say, go to the next act. We've moved Jackie. And I said, I've just been told we've moved Jackie. So she won't be here, but she will be here later.
Was she locked in her dressing room?
No, she had been moved because another act had been added.
Okay.
And I go back and I'm told, Jackie's coming on after Noel. I said, perfect. So I make a note in my program, and I come out, and in the second act, I said, and now, ladies and gentlemen, a treat for everybody. Let's bring out Noel. Nothing. And I hear in my ear from the back right behind the curtain, says, well, Noel's not here. And it's all I could do not to say, I was told she's going to follow Noel. Shouldn't it have come up that Noel wasn't here?
You are at elementary school. And by association, this
Would you
is
like
going
to
be
hear
a
a clip?
clock.
I've got a clip from the show.
You do.
I'm not sure if this was Jackie or Noel.
By the way, write her name.
You're going to need to plug in. Have you plugged in?
It was one of the kids. Hey, hold on just a second.
For all good children. The orchestra will play our theme song. You know that song, don't you?
It's Rob talking to Noel.
Well, then sing it. Come on, Darling.
Oh, yeah, I remember this
Is this
part.
Noel or Jackie?
That's Jackie.
I've thrown away my toys, even my club and train.
Yep.
There we go. Is it Noel or Jackie? Then Jackie?
That was Jackie. Noel didn't show up, remember?
All right, terrific. I'm sorry.
Well,
Go
she
ahead.
did great, I thought.
Yeah.
Who was running the list?
The list was being run by the director, and there was just a lack of communication. And the bad part is having to apologize because you know what? No one blames the director.
Don't wrap it up. You can take your time. We're gonna come back after the break. I want to get to the relationship you have with the director.
Okay, very good.
Right,
So,
we'll take a break. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be more, and we'll have more clips of the kids performing. Because I've discovered that's going to be comedy gold. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa! Attention, O seekers of knowledge.
yes.
Are you curious?
What?
We're curious. Well, then, this is great news for you. In observance of our 1,000th episode on this week's TMOS bonus hour, your questions. Yes, after 1,000 shows, we entertain you. Now we'll entertain your questions. Simply email your question to questions@MikeO'MaraShow.com. The questions that we got for the show that we already taped.
That's
no,
right.
we're going to have another one.
But
we're
there's
going to do
part
another
two.
one?
There's
Okay.
a part two. Yeah.
Once again, questions@MikeO'MaraShow.com. We'll answer as many of them as we can. Yeah, but we only answered like 9 of them, and we got 80 questions. We don't really need to be promoting this, but that's all right. Get involved, satisfy that curiosity, and get inside the heads of your favorite mirth makers. Your questions this week on the TMOS bonus hour. If you haven't gotten your bonus hour yet, this is a good week to do it.
Great one to pick one up.
Yeah, we dive in. We dive into some stuff.
Real.
It starts right out of the chute with this dick.
Yep.
And I
Are
deal
you
with
talking
him head
about
on.
Pony?
No, but Pony. I'll give you a little preview of the bonus show. I told Pony, I said, here, take these questions and give them to us all unvarnished. And Pony was trying to edit this question from this guy, and I knew because I'd read it before, all of his issues, and I wanted to hit him head on.
Address them.
And we do that. So it should be very interesting. Check out the Mike O'Mara Show bonus hour. Lots of fun.
Very cool.
Welcome back. We want to again thank our good friends Robin and Beth for joining us here and sharing their story.
So sweet.
Really, really terrific. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. I think this is. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, good. We won't throw you out. All right, very good. Let's get back to Rob Spiewak, MC extraordinaire, and all the fantastic acts that were there. How many kids total performed?
I can't tell you a total number of kids, but I would guess maybe 55 because there was 35 acts, and there were some of them multiple kids in the act. Comedy, singing, some dancing, gymnastics. By the way, Mike, why did the skeleton play the piano?
Why?
Because he didn't have any organs. That was my favorite joke the kid told last night.
Okay, all right.
Hey, he's in 4th grade.
I'm sorry.
Can you hit your volume on your machine, please? Thank you.
All right.
I hear it in the background. So before we left you, we finally got to the root of why you do all these shows, because if I'm doing some
Can I
mental
hear
math
something?
here.
I think your computer is
It's your
playing.
computer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say that I did that. I got this. I got that you decided to do the show because your kids are in elementary school and you have to be a part of that.
Actually,
community.
it's a longer story than that, and I actually discussed it on the most recent episode of Cake and Cookies, which you can grab at TMOS, but I'll give you a thumbnail description. What happened is a friend of that we knew through school recommended me 3 or 4 years ago to be the host.
Yes.
And when I finally met with the director, she did not trust me.
Really?
Because
is this the hot member of your supper club?
It's one of the hot members, many hot members, including my own wife.
Would you say
I'm
that
happily married to?
She's hotter than most?
Oh, yeah, she's not the average elementary school mom. Good-looking lady.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to do it. I'll sign a lifetime contract.
But
with
here's
you.
the deal. It took a long time for her to even so much as give me an email address for her.
Well, what makes her the grand poobah?
Yeah. Well, she's the director.
But excuse me, but self-appointed, or where did she get the
I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
See, you don't ask those
How about
questions.
you value your talent? How about you show that? I was going to use a word.
That's fine.
How about you show that Harpy? You show her that you're a professional.
And I believe I have.
No. But you don't have to prove it to her. You've been in broadcasting for 20 years, for God's sake.
Yeah, for the love of God, you ought to be the director, and you ought to be telling that mommy where to go.
Well, that's not how it worked out. And it's real easy for you to jump back to 2011 and say what I should have done.
Incidentally, I found Noelle's performance.
Fantastic.
She played Jackie. This is Noelle. Let's listen to that. Okay, this should be very, very interesting. I think you'll enjoy this.
I'm so glad you have clips from last night's talent show, Mike.
Yes, I think
I can't believe you got a recording there.
Yeah, I think he sent it.
I guess this is one of those examples where it's only playing when I don't want it to play. All right. There she is. This is Noelle.
Oh.
Sorry. Forget it. I'm not doing this. There's no way you hear that coming through my computer. You're hearing it coming through the board.
It was probably
so when I'm
on
doing
my
this, after I'm done playing it, turn it down all the way.
Okay.
And then we will turn it up when I'm ready to go.
I think rule of thumb is that when you have a laptop in front of you, it should stay shut.
No, that's not true. That's the old days. That's the old days, and I'm not doing that.
I love
at the top of the
when
keyboard.
Oscar throws out a rule of thumb.
Turn my computer up. I found Noelle's performance.
Oh, how excellent.
Let's listen.
Please.
This is Noelle at the elementary school talent show last night, emceed by Mr. Rob Spiewak.
We called, we changed our hearts.
Let's see. Get it? Okay.
The pipes.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. All right. Go ahead. Strong. Thank you. Now turn it down.
Okay, it's down.
Thank you. All right.
So what happened is she didn't trust me because she was not familiar at that time with our podcast. We showed up. I met her at Starbucks. And, of course, I was in a sweatshirt. I had Birkenstocks and long hair.
Oh.
She thought I had just rolled in off the street.
This homeless man.
But you are coming from a position. I agree with Oscar Santana. You know, you're the guy that's the professional.
You're the talent.
You're a professional entertainer. You are.
And
I
have
get paid
proven
to do that.
I have, well, not
even though
last
you're
night.
doing it from somebody's living room.
Yeah, I didn't get paid last night, but I did show up, and then we sort of invented the way the talent show would work. And the first talent show in particular, we were starting from square one. And we actually made it to where the kids could be proud and the parents could be proud of their kids.
But Rob, I guess the key to this is that she used her classic hot chick moves that she's probably been using for evil for her entire life.
Sure.
Where she made you feel like you need to prove yourself to her.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody in this room that does this show is guilty of the same thing, and that is please like me.
Yes, but not on an elementary school level.
Oscar, on any level.
No!
Yes.
No!
And someday you will understand, because
And it's
someday
his
you
children.
will have a kid.
It's his children.
They're stagehands!
Well, no,
They're
he
not
is a
performing.
stagehand. And for 2 years, Julia was in the show. So there.
What's going to happen 5 years from now? You're still going to do it because she's going to bat her eyelashes at you and you'll just do whatever she wants.
I probably will, of course.
You jerk.
But not always in a tuxedo. Maybe
So
a different tuxedo.
How did you do? Did you go over well? Let me put this. Let me close this.
They
so I
didn't
can
like-
start thinking about the show.
Thank you.
They didn't like the Kentucky joke.
What was the Kentucky joke?
The Kentucky joke is one that has played for me in the past. And a girl came out and did a song where she sang every state and every capital. She's like a fourth grader. It was pretty good. And I said, imagine that, folks. We just saw all the states and all the capitals. That's great. You know, I one time went to a friend of mine from Kentucky, and I said, I'm confused. How do you pronounce the capital of your state? Is it Louisville or Louisville? He said, it's pronounced Frankfurt, you idiot.
And that didn't go over?
Crickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how would you describe the audience? Are they maybe burned out on you?
Hey,
are they,
hey!
I'm just asking.
No, they're just starting to get to really like me.
Do they get comment cards at the end of the show?
Yeah, I tested well 18 to 24.
Right.
No, I think that it was just not a great audience last night.
Oh, it's the audience's fault. Mm-hmm. The room was cold.
Yeah, it's a cold room. I vibe on the audience.
What is your head? What is your mindset when you're leaving that? How do you feel? Do you ever want to do it again, or is that about it?
Well, We'll talk next year.
Because you don't want to offend anybody that might be listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that true?
And he wants
he
to
hated
come
it.
back.
He
But
doesn't want-
you
treat
know-
him with a little more respect. Maybe he'll come back.
But
you
you-
blew it. You had Spiewak, lady, and you blew
had
it, Miss Director.
Spiewak. No,
Miss
you know
Director,
what?
I don't care how many Swedish meatballs you make, okay?
I'm sure I'll be there next year. And by the way, guess who got credit in the program?
Who?
You.
For what?
Because last year you voiced announcements for us that we reran last night, and you were
that's right.
credited as the voice in the sky.
Really?
You sounded fantastic.
That's very good.
Yeah,
What
but I
else?
thought we just sanctioned that for one show. That's
Oh.
what the contract said.
He has the check.
No, we actually did only.
We're
I-
going to move some litigation.
I only sanctioned it for one
Yeah.
show. How long did it run? What was the total time?
I was, oh man. Wow. Almost 4 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. See, that's
See, that's what's tough about
that's
when
4
you,
minutes of the first
Yeah,
hour.
when
that means
you-
full price.
when you give the way you give. Mike,
Yes, I give
I mean,
so
people
much it
take
hurts.
advantage.
I do.
They take advantage.
I give, and
Why
I'm
did you
constantly exploited?
Why did you put the line through the word in perpetuity? Why did you do that on the
It
contract?
sucks.
You're such a jerk. Not only does Loudoun County have to battle infinite snow days, now there's a class action lawsuit from you and Oscar.
You know, it's funny we're talking about this, but as we're talking about this, I'm getting more and more depressed.
Why?
You know, now that I've entered into the world of television narration, which is a brand new career path for me, and the only thing I was thinking about when I first got these opportunities was royalties.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Floating in the sky. Every
I
time
don't
I
even
get
know
into my
that
car,
word.
I see royalties, royalties. A check's coming every quarter.
Yeah,
and,
he thinks he's going to be Matt LeBlanc.
and then they say, no, we're paying you this.
You weren't voicing
That's the way-
Friends.
It doesn't matter.
How would you voice Friends?
I don't know. I get
And now,
that-
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the coffee shop.
Do you know they're teeny,
That's how you
tiny
do it.
little checks, but I still get occasional checks from Yestier, the old television show, and Babylon 5.
How about Briscoe County?
I never got checks for that.
Really?
I don't think I ever got checks for that. They had a different kind of structure. That was like C-level television.
Yeah,
They
you know what
didn't
that
have
is? That's bring the disc jockey on structure.
Right.
And don't forget the role you turned down. Remember one time you were to be a corpse on CSI?
Yeah, I was going to be a corpse
What?
on CSI.
It was a CBS junket where they
Oh,
would
my God.
fly us out there and we had to talk to Raymond and all the CBS stars.
There's a question going out to the bar being a corpse on CSI. I didn't
Actually,
lying around all
it
that.
was a question of the night before.
Was it
None of
really?
us wanted to be a corpse, although we were all very prepared for the role that
Well, it was-
morning.
Once again, it was TV. It was TV World last minute.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to do it last minute. But, yeah, so now when I do stuff. And incidentally, as far as narration is concerned, we haven't talked about this a lot.
No, you barely.
But, people were asking questions about it. There is a documentary that is out now. It is on the 3Net network.
Is this the one about Linda Lovelace?
It is not Linda Lovelace. Thank you. It's called Space Unraveling the Cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
It is one. It's an award-winning documentary that won an award for 4K and 3D programming.
Yes.
Along with Gravity and Breaking Bad, pretty good categories to
Great
be
company.
in. Really terrific. And there'll be a forthcoming documentary called Hurricanes that is probably going to be on the Discovery Channel, and you'll be able to hear my dulcet tones talking about the incredible disaster.
Could you write
that's
down a
gonna do.
line? Do you remember?
Actually, I have one of the lines right now.
You do?
really?
Yeah, remember you got to do a pickup today.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll
All
take it. All right.
You know what? The cool thing about the Hurricane doc is that it's going to be released in Great Britain and America. So anytime they mentioned numbers, he had to do a metric version and a like a miles.
He's not
going
to get mad if I do this.
Why would
right?
he? You're not giving away the ending.
Yeah, we're doing a pickup line.
Rosebud was his sled.
Precisely the scenario that Noah's hurricane hunters try to ensure never happens again.
I'm slightly turned on.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that
And
was
then I
more.
do the clown laugh afterwards.
That was
try
closer
that
to,
again.
that was closer to the read you did in the Cosmos one because remember my favorite line is over 10,000 miles away. The moon.
Yeah, there's this big dramatic thing.
Oh, could you
It's
do that?
Well, I cracked everybody up because there were a bunch of people in the studio
It
when
was
we did
great.
this, and I said, over how many miles? Was it?
Let's say 10,000.
All
I
right.
know.
I don't
it's
even
wrong.
know the real number.
Over 10,000 miles away, the moon.
And I had to do like 4 different the moon. I said, yeah, slow it down. So and finally I said,
Over 10,000 miles away, the moon, which is made of cheese.
And when you're in a dead, quiet
That is
room and we're
cool.
running, I mean, we actually have a different mic chain when he does this sort of narration, so his voice is so, it pops. It is just so amazing. And when he said, cheese.
and here's the thing. When we do this, and we've got a terrific studio and we've got soundproofing, but
Yes.
the bottom line is this is a 1903 Victorian. and it has its limitations as to what you can do with the outside world, especially when the corner of my world here in the Zit, soon to vacate, is located at the corner of Muffler and Too Small to Have a Decent Engine.
Yeah. That's right.
And I swear to God, we would sit there and about 1 o'clock, which is when people are coming back from lunch in here, and we're doing. And now as we go by the Nebula Centauri, out 40,000 miles, and in the back you're hearing...
Stay classy! But the cool thing is, and we've said this before when we do this show, we hear stuff that you never hear, like cars and stuff like that. I've gotten such good rhythm with Mike. I'll hear a car coming, and I'll raise my hand, and Mike will stop. And as soon as the car starts to go away, I'll drop my, and he will be in the middle of a sentence. And over 10,000 miles
and you hear the car, and then you hear the car drift away. And it doesn't happen in this because we use more processing when we're doing
There's a charm to that, though.
Yeah,
at this point in our careers.
He is so skillful at it. It's like he's playing Frogger. But he just knows how to do it.
And there was one day we were trying to do it, and it was a very, very quiet moment in the script, and we're doing it, and it seemed like there was a road rally of dump trucks outside.
With subwoofers.
Oh, my God. And Rob and I were getting so pissed. And the people that were in here kind of like, why are they wigging out like that? We're wigging out because we're tired of it.
Mike actually researched a thing that he could put on his microphone where it looked like he was talking into a big salad bowl. And he said,
work.
It's a parabolic dish reflector. I said, you're not going to use that.
It didn't work.
Sunning himself.
All right, so
sunning himself.
Before we wrap up the week, because we're not going to have it to talk about next week, just to wrap up everything with the Olympics.
Yes.
I actually have two things to say about the women's hockey team. First of all, amazing. As a lifelong hockey fan, the quality of play that I saw yesterday watching the U.S. and Canada was absolutely terrific. It was so entertaining.
Let me
and
ask
at the
a
same
question.
time, thanks for choking, you choking dogs.
Let me ask you this as a total Olympic outsider looking in.
Yeah.
Is ladies hockey, and that's what I prefer to call it.
Ladies hockey.
Is ladies hockey new?
I don't know how new it is. I think they've been playing hockey for a long time.
Okay.
But the level of competition, the talent level there, really, if you didn't know you were watching a women's hockey team, you would think you were watching a high-level college team. You really would. That's
Until
how
you
good
saw
they
their
were.
pretty faces.
Women
Stop it. Behave yourself.
Women
ladies
play
hockey.
Women play basketball as well.
They do.
It's
in
called
high
the
heels.
WNBA.
I've seen the
You're
commercial.
the last person to comment on anybody in a sports game. Because
You're right.
You don't spend any time thinking about it or care about it.
Do the
You're too
ladies
busy
hockey-
saying, Robert, make sure you move the chair over on the right side of the prop.
Does ladies hockey require an MC?
No, it doesn't.
Send them a tape.
Yeah, play-by-play guy.
No, I can't do that.
But yesterday, the United States with a 2-0 lead with about 3 minutes left in the third period, and unfortunately...
Do you want to hear the end of the game?
It really... And then it went to overtime, and you just kind of knew the Canadians...
The momentum.
Look...
You can't give them that window,
As
I
much
imagine.
as I love the good old U.S. of A., they love hockey in Canada a lot more.
It's their sport.
And it kind of showed in this game, although you can't take anything away from the women.
Do you want to
of
hear the
USA.
close of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's listen to it.
Handed on across now to Poulin. Hands to the back now. Fortino. Side from Johnston. Fortino shoves it over from Poulin. Fortino. Poulin. Shot. Score! The gold medal to Canada. As was the case 4 years ago.
And I don't know whether it was the fear of creating an international incident or bitching like the Russians bitched when we won the game against Russia the other night, but I will tell you this. In that game, during the overtime period, during the sudden death overtime period, there was a penalty called on the Canadian girl who basically almost decapitated the American.
Okay.
She came through, and it was a cross-check almost at face level. Obvious penalty, and the only time you're going to get called for a penalty in an overtime period is when that happens. And then I guess they did some kind of makeup call where literally nothing happened. And they called a penalty on the American. And I thought they blew past it, and I don't know if that's the reason they lost.
2-0, though, with 3 minutes.
Should have held on to that lead.
I walked into a meeting, heard that score, I said, they won. Came out of the meeting, saw a blurb on Google News, and I was like, they lost?
Yeah, absolutely. It was sad, but our neighbors to the Great White North. If somebody's going to win the gold, I'd like to see the Canadians win the gold.
I credit Jimmy Kimmel. He said it almost feels right to lose hockey to Canada. It would be like them beating us in childhood obesity.
That's a great line. Kimmel still doing well.
He is.
Hey, but didn't you see that Jimmy Fallon had Will Ferrell and the First Lady on?
That, you know what? He lost
I'm
me
done.
last night.
I'm completely done.
Last night he lost
Utterly
me.
done. Oh, he's happy.
Day 3.
Honest to God. Cutesy little boy, not funny. Saturday Night Live BS. Like bad Saturday Night Live sketches.
Exactly.
I'd rather
That's-
see
Oh,
Jimmy
I love
Kimmel. You don't love it. You love Kimmel more. You just won't admit it. You
No,
love Kimmel. You
Fallon,
know you
Fallon.
If you have to choose between Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, which Jimmy are you taking, Oscar?
Well, Kimmel's the hotter chick. I get that. Like I can't disagree with that.
So you would take
But
Kimmel
I
over if you had to make a choice.
I enjoy the fresh of breath air that Tonight Show is.
The fresh, the fresh of breath air.
The fresh of
Well,
breath
no,
air.
the Tonight Show with
Wasn't
Jimmy
that a
Fallon,
show
it's
with
different.
Will Smith?
It's different.
I saw the dancing thing with Will Smith, and I thought that was funny.
Again,
But was it fabulous?
No, it's not. It's not like cerebrally funny.
No, and
it's,
you
it's
don't remember the
campy.
Cabbage Patch? Did you
Yeah.
ever dance
No,
that
I
dance?
watched. I just told you
Mike was
it was
playing the
funny.
records.
Kid
I
and
thought
Play.
I thought it was funny the way they did that. That was funny, but that's all he got.
Yeah, and you know what? There's no place for sketches on the Tonight Show.
There's old
jerk.
school. There's old school right there.
I mean, maybe if you're on for 20 years, give me a Floyd R. Turbo or a Karnak. And Blabby. But that's it. I don't want any of that.
So there's
Tea Time movie.
I'm trying. I'm trying so hard.
Don't
but it's
try.
like, you know, when you put Will Ferrell on with that horrible sketch, it's like what? Wayne's World in drag, which is really all it is.
And also Will Ferrell looking every day of 70.
I know.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's
well,
really
you know why I
bad.
saw it? Because on Yahoo, which is in partnership with NBC,
Of course.
they said something along the lines of, check out this hilarious sketch.
Ooh, it's
And
a
that's-
game changer.
That's actually when I looked it up and I said, is there a partnership between NBC and Yahoo? Oh, yes, there
Of course
is.
there is.
Thank you. Anyway, we didn't get to anything we were going to talk about. We'll take a break. Do you have entertainment
I
news
do.
for us?
Nice.
Oscarazzi coming up next right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program is brought to you by Sleep Number Beds. We love our Sleep Number bed. We tell you about it all the time because it was a life changer for me. Store and do it today. There are 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That's 800-511-0061. And you'll also receive a $50 savings card when you call. The O'Maras love their Sleep Number. I love the way my back feels in the morning. It is absolutely the best.
Are you still at a 95?
I'm at a 95, and I will be for the foreseeable future.
Cool.
And I will tell you something that because of the contouring to your neck, your shoulders, your back, your hips, and the proper spinal alignment, I think a lot of people that have lower back pain in particular, like
Sure.
I do, or even neck pain, will get an amazing benefit out of switching to a Sleep Number bed. They have the exclusive dual air technology, which means Carla has her sleep setting, I have my sleep setting, and really it's changed my life and made me sleep so much better. Really, check it out. Clinically proven to relieve back pain and improve sleep quality. Sleep Number beds. Hurry in during the Ultimate Sleep Number event for final closeout savings on Classic Series beds, where queen mattresses now start at just $599, exclusively at a Sleep Number store. And mostly, don't forget to tell them Mike O'Mara sent you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And now, without further ado, it's time for Oscar Razzi. Very good.
Gentlemen,
That was worth
ladies.
the trip in, wasn't it? Huh? Absolutely.
You probably always thought that was a tape.
It should be. It blew on my voice. Gentlemen and ladies, you remember Pharrell Williams and his goofy hat that he had at the Grammys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That hat is now up for auction.
The hat?
The hat starts at $10,000. Who's in?
Your dad's out on that
Oh,
one.
yeah, because he looked into it, and to buy actually just one of the hats, it's many hundreds of dollars.
I bet that that hat on that musician, he does not strike me as one of the big head people.
No, I think that on me would look almost silly.
What cartoon did you reference?
Dudley Do-Right.
And then the other one that I actually knew about?
Smokey the Bear, maybe?
Yes.
Is it a Canadian Mountie hat?
It's not. It is. It has a name for the style of hat. It's a vintage hat.
Okay.
It was built by a French designer, I think, in the early 70s.
All right. In the 70s?
Yeah, it's
I thought it
old.
was like an old school Wild West hat.
No. But I mean, I think even then it was a throwback to the Old West.
Oh, all right.
The
But,
auction starts at $10,000.
I think he's going to get probably closer to 100,000.
I agree with him.
You think he's going to get that much?
Sure.
That hat has
Is it
a
a cha-
personality of
Is
its
it
own.
a charity
It's
thing?
a charity, yes.
Oh, yeah, then absolutely. He'll kill it.
All right.
Can't go wrong. We're transitioning to House of Cards.
Yes.
And I know, have you gotten through, how many episodes of the new season that just came out on Netflix this past Friday?
I am in the next episode after the bombshell.
Okay, perfect.
Now, I'm embarrassed to admit, just this week I've started watching season 1 based on the strength of season 2.
How do you like it so far?
I love it.
You're not going to be disappointed.
Kevin
you get caught
Spacey
up in it, it's going to be great.
It's the kind of show that you can't stop watching.
They had not Rooney Mara, but the other Mara girl,
Kate Mara.
Kate Mara, who
Maiko.
who was she was on CBS this morning, being interviewed today, and she talks about the fact that
she's the reporter at the fake Post,
at
right?
the fake Washington Post. They talk about the fact that Kevin Spacey is impossible to take your eyes off when he's on camera. He's much like the Breaking Bad character.
Yes.
It really is.
Heisenberg.
It's really terrific that Bryan Cranston and Kevin Spacey, in their own ways, they're riveting. They're riveting, and it's television, and it's phenomenal television. So check it out. It's on Netflix.
I
It's
understand
really a good show.
that Kevin Spacey's character actually develops, and I'm excited to see this. But there is something so subtle and intimate about television acting, different than stage, different than motion pictures. When he does the little, not the addressing the camera, but just like a sidelong glance to the
great.
camera,
Phenomenal. He'll do just a look.
Amazing.
It's very unique. And watching I think the creator of the show that was on today, I had no idea, but you'll like this character, kind of based on Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
Interview.
That does not shock me.
That's very cool.
Speaking of, one of the greatest things about House of Cards is, and there are a lot of dramas and movies that have been filmed in the D.C. area.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know that this show has been filmed in Maryland for the majority of the actual program.
They're based in Baltimore, right?
Yes. And a lot of people give Maryland a lot of crap for actually giving these tax breaks to these production companies that come in.
Yeah.
But they generate so much money for the economy.
So where are they? Do they shoot the interiors in Maryland?
They shoot the exteriors.
Okay, they do the exteriors
in
with
Annapolis and Baltimore and Hartford County.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they also do that for Veep, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think Veep is also based in Baltimore.
So you'll see some of the parks. You'll be like, "That's Fells Point." Like you'll see that if you're from this area.
I don't know where the degree of difficulty is, but I go as far back as a movie called No Way Out, where there was a wonderful subway chase scene, and you've seen it in House of Cards too. There is when they do a subway scene in House of Cards, it's funny, they're not using our metro, and I think our metro is pretty amazing to go down and not as far as if you want to travel on it, but if you want to.
Well, in theory, it's wonderful.
If you want to see it, it looks great, doesn't it?
It's
it
like
looks
teleportation.
fantastic.
It really, in theory, is a great way
But
to
they
travel.
use maybe that's the Baltimore Metro they use.
And there's a big to do right now because the district doesn't give these huge tax breaks.
Oh, that's why
or they
don't
would
shoot
film
it
in
there.
D.C., right?
Yeah, that's what a surprise.
I bet Ward 8 would give them a discount.
When you have such a phenomenal show that films in your area, they kind of call the shots.
Right.
So right now, they're figuring out if they're going to bring the show back for the third season to Maryland. And House of Cards and the producers are playing hardball because they want more tax breaks.
Right.
I say you give it to them.
Yeah.
Because
You
it's
almost
bringing
have to.
like free money into the economy.
Absolutely.
And you know what? That it's actually there's outlying benefits like tourism.
Yes.
You're going to figure out this is the congressman's house. People are going to start coming to Baltimore to see the house.
I believe that's a good idea.
Another quick note, if you're a House of Cards fan, or maybe if you're a Kate Mara fan, the wonderful reporter, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful girl.
Yeah, she actually has
Related to Wellington Mara, the owner of the New York Giants.
Yes, she's been tapped to be in the Fantastic Four, so we'll see more of her.
Does she play the Thing?
It doesn't say here. It just broke yesterday, but she will also be in the Fantastic Four. So I'm
if you
excited
love
for her.
House of Cards, make sure you check her out.
Well said,
You
Mike.
jerk.
I know. Oscar knows what I'm doing.
Speaking
now.
of women,
Isn't she great? The whole season.
Gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're tracking with The Voice, but you know how the cast actually switches around, especially when it involves Christina Aguilera or
Right.
Shakira. Christina Aguilera is not on the current season of The Voice. It's Shakira.
Okay.
And the reason why she's not on is that she's expecting a child. So that's pretty exciting for her. Congratulations, her first child with her husband. And
Is her husband anybody?
he's an agent, so
Okay.
you can't go
I
wrong
thought
there.
Christina Aguilera had a kid already.
No, it says her first kid.
Because I thought she was breastfeeding.
No, it just appears
no,
to be.
just- I had the
Sorry
same
about
thing.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
We're going to have a child. I am Mr. Aguilera. She is not breastfeeding. I
Hey.
don't appreciate the timbre of
I hate
that
to
question.
digress. I hate to, but speaking of that, what was the whole Gary Marshall hoax?
Oh, there was
That he was dead? There was a hoax that Gary Marshall was dead on
I'm
Facebook.
still breathing.
So it was very funny.
I stand corrected. This is her first baby with her current boyfriend. They're going to get married.
Okay.
That's what it is. She has another kid.
Well, I think that's good that they're getting married because that's what the child deserves.
Thank you very much. Very good. Good stuff.
Thank
All
you for
right.
bringing that up. And then one more thing. This is actually sad. Sarah Hyland, you know her from Modern Family.
Which one is
she?
she?
Plays Haley, the oldest daughter.
Oh, the dumb daughter of the two.
Right, you could call her that.
Well, that's how I figure it.
Unfortunately, she was assaulted.
No.
Yeah. She basically was at a Qantas event in Australia, and a 29-year-old man came up and said, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I'm sure that happens all the time for her.
Right.
He grabbed her breast and just right in front of her, and then ran away. She was so upset she walked away from the event. And
They get the guy?
They got the guy.
Good.
And they're charging him with sexual assault.
Good. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. It's a
In this
violation.
day and age, you can't just do that.
Absolutely.
No, that's
can't
not
do
good.
that.
You know what that is, Mike? Bad touch.
Yeah, Timey Kangaroo down, flipping Australians.
And
nice going, crocodile.
I know we mentioned this earlier, but to wrap Oscarazzi up, Jimmy Fallon is doing gangbusters with the numbers, but people say he's got the best ratings for a debut as far as his new show coming up. Now, better as far as
well, his show did not match Jay's last show.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for
But
the
he
first
did
week.
better than
They're talking
Conan.
about traction for the first week.
And he doesn't own it as much as Carson owned it.
That's right. You know what else?
See, I can't even talk to you about this because right away,
Yes.
Mike, he has
No, I'm just being
more
very
overall.
mellow because you're looking at me like you're ready for a fight.
Mike,
I don't want to fight you.
You little Jimmy Fallon.
he had more overall viewers than Jack Parr.
So congratulations.
So
to
what does
Jimmy.
it say about his ratings? What he's
It's,
doing well?
He's doing very well, and that
terrific.
his numbers haven't fallen off the way people would from his first show that he came on Monday.
Yeah,
We're actually
give it
tracking.
time.
Okay. Well, they're promoting him. They're certainly promoting him. That's Oscarazzi. We'll take a break. Come back with the magic audio ball to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Content to be with you in the daytime.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, are you part of the procrastination?
I get it.
Never fear, folks. It's not too late to jump on the 2014 bonus show bandwagon. Order right now, $69.99. You save over 25%. Get the bonus show packages. A great one today. We answer all your
Really
questions. Check out all the details at MikeO'MaraShow.com and choose the package that's right for you. Just click the bonus show banner. The 2014 TMOS bonus package, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Do you want to get it? Get the bonus show. We thank you in advance. Let's open up the audio vault for Friday, Feb 21, 2014. Take it away, Rob.
See, your deal, Mike, is you're busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. You got a lot of irons in the fire, got a lot of stuff going on.
Not really. I went down to Potomac Mills, and a couple of Chinese guys gave my wife and I a foot rub.
Wow, good for
I'll
you.
tell you all about that
That's
on
not
Monday.
the first time it's happened.
No, it's not the first time, but it's embarrassing to be in the middle of a mall and be sitting there and having people rub on me, and I feel like a man.
What's worse, doing it in a mall or if you were doing it in an airport?
In an airport,
would be really bad.
Yeah, the whole thing is just, and God, these guys are, I hope we never get into a war with China. Because
Not me, Mike.
If the guys that fight in that war are as strong as these guys
really?
are, we're toast.
All right. I want to save you time, and I want to save Oscar time, because, Oscar, you're busy. Pony, you're busy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's award season, so I want to play you clips from 12 Years a Slave and Captain Phillips, both nominated for Best Picture.
Okay.
But to save time, we've had kids reenact them for you.
All right.
Let us go to the tape. You want to see Captain Phillips? Here's all you need to know.
My name is Captain Phillips, and this is my boat. Give me your boat. No. Give me your boat. No. Give me this boat. No. This is my boat forever. Give me your boat. No.
See? That's acting.
Okay.
And I know
so
your
much fun.
pick. Your pick is 12 Years a Slave.
Yes, it is. It's going to win the Oscar.
I want you to take a breath, because this is dramatic.
Okay.
I apologize for my appearance. I've been away for 12 years. That's okay. We're glad you're back.
So, if you're in the Academy, cast your ballots carefully.
Terrific.
Did you see any of the clips on the news over the past couple days about the wolf that was roaming the halls of the Sochi Hotel?
Heard about that.
Okay, I want you to hear. This is a montage of all the media outlets that
Incidentally, am I the only one? I'm going to be so glad when this is over.
Oh, God, I wish it was
so
over
long,
yesterday.
Sochi. Nice job.
Kate Hansen actually is an Olympian that caught video of a wolf wandering the halls of the hotel in Sochi where the Olympians were staying, and she put it up on social media, and here's how the media covered it.
The 17-second clip shows a large canine casually walk past her room.
A wolf in the hallway, and I'm not talking blitzer. She's shooting out from the door.
Outside her room in the Olympic Village. I'm glad you're not in this hallway. There's no word on how it got inside the Olympic Village.
Now, Mike, you're wondering, why are they laughing?
Mm-hmm.
Because Jimmy Kimmel addressed this topic last night, and that's actually who played the montage of clips. Mr. Kimmel does it again.
Last night, Kate Hansen, who's a member of the U.S. luge team, posted a video using her Twitter and YouTube accounts of what appeared to be a wolf wandering the hallway of her dorm. That was not a Russian wolf. That was an American wolf. And I know this because the wolf is backstage right now.
Oh, no.
We shot the video, and Kate Hansen posted it for us from her account, and a media frenzy was born.
Good for him.
He's amazing,
Hey,
isn't he?
good for him. I keep doing it. I mean, it's not hurtful. It's not hurting anybody.
Especially on the week that Fallon debuts.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Talk about a viral video, but I mean, doing the work.
And he
thinking.
He's not a hack.
He gave Kate Hansen a gold medal in pranking.
I can't wait to look at it. I can't wait to see it.
And once again, Mike, I want you to always remember this.
I apologize for my appearance. I've been away for 12 years. That's okay. We're glad you're back.
That's such a kid. That's
so sweet.
All right. Do you love music as I do?
No.
Do you love music at all?
Yes.
Do you like when people use technology to advance the cause, like taking a dot matrix printer, a 1980s dot matrix printer, old school, and programming it to play one of the greatest songs of the 1980s? Here is Survivors, Eye of the Tiger, played entirely on a dot matrix printer.
Let's listen. I want to go deeper with this.
Oh,
Does
it plays
get
the
better?
whole song.
So it puts more elements in there?
Well, I mean, as much as a dot matrix printer can. There's chords in there.
That's great. Very, very cool.
Now, I actually debated whether or not to bring this to your attention because I've got a bad record of celebrities when I bring them up when they're of advanced age.
Okay.
But, big fan of this
Incidentally,
guy.
what Rob's talking about is when Rob mentions a celebrity on this show, they die.
Yes.
Happy
a
birthday.
1 week window.
Happy birthday tomorrow, 96th birthday to the great Don Pardo.
Still with us.
Yes. And I found something out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
He is still announcing Saturday Night Live from his home studio in Arizona. Even though he is retired from NBC, he does literally phone it in every week.
It's just a game plan that I've implemented about 40 years earlier.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all it is.
So we wish Don Pardo all the best. And also, I did find out that in the past, they have used Daryl Hammond to fill in for Don Pardo as Don Pardo when he doesn't have, when he's not up to it.
Really?
And very few people ever realize it.
Saturday Night Live.
Well, making fun. And I think one of Don's greatest moments is.
I could have done a better one. I love Daryl Hammond, but I could have done it.
Oh, I know you could.
Thank you very much.
You could have actually, Weird Al.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hanks.
Not bad.
That is good.
Thank you.
You could have done the voiceover on the Weird Al record.
That's right, Al. You lost. And let me tell you what you didn't win. A 20-volume set of the Encyclopedia International, a case of turtle wax, and a year's supply of rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
I love Don Pardo. Happy 96th birthday. I hope
Amazing that he's still
That's
announcing
very cool.
Saturday Night Live. It's great.
Also, when he was on Actors Studio, I had to pull this tape for you because he sounds like you doing him.
Okay.
Here's Matthew McConaughey talking about his role in one of my favorite movies, Dazed and Confused.
There you go.
In a 2002 Sight and Sound poll, Quentin Tarantino listed Dazed and Confused as the 10th best film of all time.
And there was a role called Wooderson, David Wooderson. He was in about 3 scenes. One of the scenes was him out front of the billiards place. Girls go by, he checks them out, and his buddy says, "Oh, you're going to go to jail." And he goes, "No, man, that's what I love about those high school girls, man." He says, "What?" I said, "I get older, but they stay the same age."
That's right.
And I read that line, I was who the f*** is this guy?
By the way, who the f*** was that guy?
A great American. Okay, Wooderson, I'm about my car. Yes, I'm in my 70 Chevelle. I'm about weed. Yeah, I'm high. I'm about rock and roll. Yeah. And the 4th thing I'm about is chicks. And then I went, all right.
I know you're on his bandwagon
so cool.
now.
All right.
But that was
we get older, they stay the same age.
And Mike, have you thrown away all your Hot Pockets?
Did you enjoy your elementary school, Rob?
I did.
All right.
Now, have you thrown away your Hot Pockets?
No, I haven't.
There's suspect meat in Hot Pockets, Mike.
The makers of...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hold on, but the one Carla dropped on me yesterday, have you heard about Subway?
No.
Is it true that Subway's rolls have the same ingredients as yoga mats?
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, Annie, you did a story about it.
No wonder Jared lost the weight.
But he's so limber.
Yes, he is.
All right, watch out for your Hot Pockets, folk.
The makers of Hot Pockets... The makers of Hot Pockets has recalled 200,000 cases of it due to uncertainties about beef. Yeah. They'll now be resold under the name Pouches of Mystery.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Have a great weekend. We want to thank Robin and Beth for coming in.
Thank you.
Enjoy your journey, guys, and thanks for making us part of the start of it. And we'll keep tabs on you.
Please
and
stay in touch.
Come back anytime. We'd love to have you. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a great day and a great weekend. If you would like to contact us, we have a brand new P.O. Box. Be aware of that. The Mike O'Mara Show. P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. All technical support questions regarding the show can be sent to our man, Matthew Bloom.
Matt Bloom.
Not a bad week, right, Pony Boy?
Not too shabby.
Pony Boy at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
He got destroyed yesterday.
And he did. And remember, the official e-voice line is open at 800-440-8167. All deserved.
True enough.
But anyway, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Visit LegalZoom.com to save on your legal needs like wills for $69, LLCs for $99, plus filing fees, and also get access to a network of legal plan attorneys for guidance. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but provides self-help services at your specific direction. Enter discount code TMOS for more savings at LegalZoom. That's discount code TMOS.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.